Hello there, podlings. Welcome to this episode of JuPodRe. Today is an excellent day because we have another guest, someone we've wanted to have on for quite a long time, and we're very glad, very grateful that he agreed to join us. So, we hope you enjoyed this episode, long time coming, of JuPodRe. Hello, everyone, and welcome to this episode of JuPodRe, the conversational podcast with absolutely no roadmap. I am JuPodRe.
I'm Albatross17.
I'm Bleen. I'm interrupting Bleen. I'm Admin Anonymous.
Yes, we have admin today. We've talked about having him as a guest, and he is finally on. It only took 2 minutes of convincing.
It really actually wasn't that hard. We were with admin earlier today, and Albatross was like, "Hey, you're coming on the show?"
Let me check my plans, and then text my wife and say, "Do we have plans?" We do not have plans.
We do now.
I've created plans. So, do you know how long it's been since you talked about having me on the podcast?
Since day 2.
Okay, when was the last time it was mentioned?
The last time it was mentioned?
I don't know. I don't listen to the podcast.
It was a few weeks ago.
It was 5 episodes ago.
You actually listen?
Yes.
Then why don't you vote?
I vote every week. Oh, okay. The past 3 weeks I've voted.
Ha! Ha! Ha!
Well, what the F?
DMAC, you have been redeemed.
was that atonement for him?
No,
or what? What
no.
just
Okay. I love you, DMAC, but, he had a good birthday. He actually liked that I didn't text him on his birthday. And I said, I purposely didn't text you on your birthday just so... He goes, this was better. I'm like...
Yeah, he texted me.
Win.
He texted me, too, and he was like, that was awesome. So...
He loved it.
What kind of... So, you have a relationship where happy birthday is... No, don't say that. It's better if you don't say it. Yeah. That's interesting.
I think he's to the point where he just... You want to wish me happy birthday? Wish me happy birthday. If you don't, you don't.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like an adult.
Yeah.
Okay.
Certain people you kind of expect it from because you're like, dude, you're my best bro. You would better wish me happy birthday. But DMAC, it was good. Anyway, moving on.
So, admin, I've thought about having you on for a long time.
I bet.
If you remember, way back, we had a talk about setups, about preparation, about streaming materials, how we talked about all the gear and all the time, and really appreciating all of that kind of stuff.
Yes.
And I really considered bringing you on then, but it was as we were in the middle or even the beginning of our remote sessions.
COVID crap.
Yeah, exactly. And so I wanted to keep it as simple as possible.
Yeah, I bet. So yeah, and it's definitely something, especially since the beginning. It's always been it's always been a guarantee this was going to happen.
Yeah.
And now that it's finally here, well, now I just hi guys.
And the last time we mentioned
ladies.
you, nice. We wanted to talk brackets, like tournament brackets.
Oh yeah, that's right. You guys mentioned that today because of the League of Legends Worlds tournament, right?
Yeah, it's changed.
Yes,
it did change.
So
that's a whole story.
Right, and we're not going to get too deep into that, but what I wanted to talk about is I've had the blessing of going through several brackets in different tournaments while I was managing the League of Legends team, and then Worlds changing and stuff, and I know that you're really into that kind of stuff. And so, Albatross, I don't know how familiar you are with different kinds and...
I know what a bracket is because I always had friends that were into fantasy football or the basketball, March Madness.
Yeah.
I've had all that. When I was in high school, we had brackets for the teams we had because I went to a 5A school. Had a lot of kids.
Yeah.
Sometimes that's how we competed. I know what they are. I'm an adult now. I don't pay attention to them. I don't.
So then, are you familiar... Or do you know at least that there are multiple kinds?
Yes.
Okay. And
can I name them? No.
And that's what I kind of wanted to talk about because it fascinates me because they all have... There is no such thing as a perfect bracket, quote unquote.
Well, no, because everything's different. There's no perfect setup because you can get pinned with somebody that is a completely different rank than you in that way, which is where you get different brackets.
Yeah. And
because you get ranks in there too.
Right. And so I want to know admin's opinion on what the best bracket is, and what advantages there are for our own benefit, even though it literally means nothing later on.
So we'll break it down. We'll start right at the beginning. Most popular, most common one is the single elimination bracket.
Okay.
That's where you lose a game, you're out of the tournament. You're able to see that kind of pyramid thing going up.
It's like the most basic one. It's usually a lot of quick day tournaments are that way.
Yes.
Easy to see it.
Yeah, I mean that was the Wii tournament in 2000. The one where the girl died because she held her bladder too bad.
Hold your Wii for a Wii.
Yeah. Hold your Wii for a Wii. It was early 2000s.
Yeah.
Because the Wii just came out. They had a single elimination bracket.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
See, then we have and so we'll actually stick on there. So one of the pros of that is that it's very quick. You can get it done in a day. And so you have, so I'm part of a few different communities that run different things. So some of the most popular, there's the March Madness single elimination bracket. You play your game, you lose, you're out. You move on. If you win, you move on to the next round. You fight the next guy, and then it goes down. Half the teams are eliminated each round, and then you get to the last two. And it's very easy for like a commentator to create a narrative behind these two teams coming together. The hard part with creating something like that is seeding. You have to do your seeding properly. Because let's take, for example, this podcast is familiar enough with the League of Legends. Faker being a household name, League of Legends, best League of Legends player. And let's say Double Lift, another amazing player. Let's take him, let's say Faker, Double Lift, JuPodRe, and me. All in a bracket. And say we put on one side Faker and Double Lift, they'll fight each other, and then JuPodRe and me are going to fight each other. Well, JuPodRe's going to beat me, and Faker's going to beat Double Lift. You're gold, I'm silver.
I am not!
You used to be gold.
I never was.
You're better than me. But what happens is, so that now you're going up against Faker.
Mm-hmm.
You're going to lose to Faker.
Yeah.
That's what I was saying, ranks-wise. Then you got the different ranks.
So what happens is, now, technically, I'm the same skill level as Double Lift, right?
Well, by bracket standard.
By bracket, yeah. No, absolutely not.
Well, right, and that's what we were talking about, right? So single elimination has its drawbacks, but that's why most tournaments have like a season before you do a tournament bracket.
And a lot of that is to help find the seeding.
Exactly.
Because tournaments are also really fun to watch.
I agree.
We as like a global culture love competition. We would stop wars to watch the Olympics and then pick them back up again.
I forgot that was. Did you know about that?
Mm-mm.
Yeah, World War II. I'm pretty sure. World War I. Which one was it?
Two.
It was two.
Even before then.
Was it before that?
Previous wars, ancient. We as a global community would stop wars, have the Olympics, have a lot of fun, and then we'd go back to fighting.
I think that's fascinating.
We is dumb.
That is also true. So, and because it's a lot of fun, so it's commentators. You can create a kind of narrative behind these two people. If you see them properly, the best two players should not be able to meet each other until the last possible moment.
That's why you would seed them correctly.
Yes. So that's where you get into different parts, and that's actually a different type of tournament. But before we get there, the second type, very close to the first, it is a double elimination bracket, which very similar, but you have to lose twice. If you lose, you go to the loser's side. There's a bracket there. If you lose again, you're out. That creates a better way that's what the FGC uses, the fighting game community.
Okay.
For their weekly tournaments and even their huge tournaments, EVO being the biggest fighting game tournament every year. And they use the double elimination because you get to have more games, especially if somebody comes in, they lose a game, they're out. No, you have
that's
a
what you
chance.
just did in your last tournament, right? Was double elimination?
Not quite. So that was called a double round robin, where you play everyone in your group twice, and then from there you do a best of series.
Okay.
Based on seeding there, and that was actually a single elimination bracket, but the seeding was pre-done with the regular season.
Okay.
But the LCS, the League of Legends in North America, did just switch to a double elimination bracket, and because of that, TSM made it to Worlds. because they lost their first game. They got 3-0'd by another team, and then they won every single series after that and became the top team in North America.
Nice.
So thank you, double elimination bracket.
That's actually going to create an interesting segue
Yes.
into a little. We're going to divert off the track of going into 3-0'd. They played best 3 out of 5. Why do we do that? Why do we play multiple games?
I know the answer.
We want to get consistency.
Mm-hmm.
This is why.
Sorry, I didn't have an answer
Yeah.
because
Yeah,
I don't.
so-
I don't watch stuff like that.
Just like when you do rock, paper, scissors, and someone beats you the first time, what is always the response?
No, they're gonna do it again.
Yes, because it's a one-off. And best of one
But it's not fair.
exactly.
Best of one is volatile. Let's take Smash. People like playing Smash Brothers all the time. I love playing it. I'll play with my brothers. We're somewhat evenly matched. So if we do a best of one, where we only play one game, I win. Who's like, no, my brother's a little better than me, actually, but I can take a few games off of him. A game of one is volatile. A best of 5 or a match or a series in League's case is consistent. We'll go back to Faker being the best League player in the world. Why do we say that? He hasn't been to Worlds in the past 2 years.
He's also got a team that he has to work with.
That's also true.
It's because when he debuted in Season 3, he won every single time he was on the Rift. He didn't win every game, but he, as a player in his role, just
because you get
dominated.
individually graded
Exactly.
And it's that consistency.
Mhm.
The consistency we like to see. And so that you run.
Are you following this?
Yes.
I hope so.
Okay.
That's why I'm here to try to break it down.
I feel left out too.
We're trying to include you.
No, I know. I don't do brackets and stuff in League of Legends.
Well,
So
I'd like to add another reason to do 3 out of 5 is the ability to show the ability to adapt
Yes.
Yes.
to the other team.
Yeah, it's another-
Excellent.
yeah, I agree.
Being able to adapt and overcome is what helps Hungry Box be the best melee player.
Well, at least we don't do a best 3 out of 5 when we go to war.
Hey, hold on. Like,
Hey,
we beat
start
you.
over.
Oh gosh. Can you imagine? Okay, hold on. Let's get a scenario here.
World War 2.2.
It's Robert E. Lee and Ulysses S. Grant in Appomattox, and
But what-
Robert E. Lee goes up and says, "Best out of 3." And I can see that happening in my brain.
It gets better. In double elimination, he's coming from the losing side. Now, in the double elimination bracket, going back to that,
Mhm.
the winner side that goes up to you have the one winner. The losers has one winner, and then the loser goes up and fights the winner of the winners, and the winner fights the winner of the losers bracket. If the winner loses to the other guy, it's a bracket reset, and they play a whole other set because you have to lose twice.
No.
Yes.
That's not what happened, though.
Yeah, World War 2 only happened once.
See, he's on. Actually, you know what? That's actually really funny you say that. It's a kind of dark thing, but Germany started. Hold on. Leaders of Germany started both world wars, so technically, it was a best out of 3, and they
Oh my
lost
gosh.
both times. Like, I'm not joking about that.
So does that mean, is that why World War 3 didn't happen? Because
Yeah,
we already won 2 out of the 3.
Yeah, it was a 2 out of 3, and that's why this is getting so dark.
Well,
Okay, move away from politics.
welcome to JuPodRe.
There is no
This,
roadmap.
this line of thought is not necessarily the thoughts of JuPodRe.
Or-
Which is funny.
Brought to
Well,
you
this is
for
the
humor only.
Stupid conversations we have all the time.
The views expressed in the JuPodRe podcast do not necessarily reflect the views of Rated R Esports.
No, thank you for saying that. I was trying to work that in somewhere, but you nailed it. I like it.
Except Torchy is still fake. We don't know if he exists.
I've met him.
We've both met him.
I know you have, but I haven't. I gotta give him crap. Like, I know his reasoning for not showing up to DreamHack, which
Yeah.
I totally respect. But I'm like, I still have yet to meet the guy.
You know, he's Torchy, we love you. Or at least I can claim that I do.
I can't say I do yet, man.
I'm a fan.
He's locked because the country shut down. He was in Hawaii when COVID hit.
I know.
And so like he's just stuck.
He could send me a text message.
I'd like to
But
be
then I
stuck
could-
in Hawaii.
I know, right? No. Anyway, so those are benefits of
I'm gonna get a
this
picture
kind
of his finger now. Watch.
Yeah, just the middle one pointing up at you.
Yeah.
So with the double elimination, that happens where the loser has to like go through a slog of having to beat this guy twice. However, when that happens, it can be incredible.
Yeah,
it's a lot of fun. So moving on to another, the third most popular tournament type. Remember my words. Is the round robin.
Okay, so
Swear.
this is going to be our last little discussion part before we move on.
There is a fourth.
Is there?
There is a fourth.
Yeah,
Gotta
it's
go
the hat
quick.
draw.
There is a fourth.
Okay, go quick.
So it's round robin. Everybody fights everyone. You can go to double round robin. Do it twice. It is the best way to find out who's the best out of a group, and then you can try to make tiebreakers. And however, when you get to large groups, over 2,000 players at the FGC at Evo, not possible.
No.
It is. You would need to take an entire month doing the map. If you want to know more, look up Core A Gaming's How to Determine a Winner. Excellent video. But it's a great way where you get to fight every single person, and you're able to see that consistency. Consistency is what we try to use to determine who wins. Like we talk about, where I try to do best 3 out of 5. That's why tennis has the advantage score, where. So tennis, it's 1st to 50, but it's really like a 1st to 5. It starts with love being 0, love 15, 30, 40, then 50. If you get 50, you win.
I
However,
don't watch tennis either.
that's all right. That's why I'm breaking it down. Not everybody watches tennis, but if both players are at 40, it creates what's called a deuce. And if one see, this is why I wanted to bring this
We
part
are
up
children.
particularly, because I knew I'd get a laugh out of him, at least a chuckle. It worked. So when in a deuce,
I am so immature.
I'm laughing too.
Balls.
Yes.
the whoever scores a point gains advantage. If they score again, they win. But if the other person scores in disadvantage, goes back to a deuce. He's trying so hard now.
It reduces your chance of winning if you lose it, right?
I
Correct.
quit. I'm so done.
Okay, I'm taking over.
It's
Welcome,
the
public.
basic win up by 2, basically.
Yes, the win
Oh
by
my
2.
gosh.
So that's where
You're a
round robin-
douchebag.
You're welcome.
That's where-
I can appreciate that.
Are you saying he's full of tennis balls?
You said balls. Okay.
So
One more comment. I told Albatross this. My wife and I are reading a book, and we read it out loud. And one of these characters is going to formal dances, in a hall with food and dancing and stuff.
yes, go on. I
and
know
at
exactly
the-
where this is going.
At the end of it, this character realized they weren't going to be able to go anymore. And so in the book, she says, I think I really might miss balls. I just had to giggle out loud. My wife is reading it. I was like, she's going to miss balls. And
Oh my gosh.
it made me laugh.
I hate you.
So the fourth type?
Just before so that's why round robin is more or less really the better one to determine who's the best, because you fight everybody and you're able to see that consistency. Whoever has the best score wins. The fourth type is called Swiss.
I've heard of this.
Yes.
Oh, I do know this one. Okay.
So this is one where Magic the Gathering uses this a lot for their Friday Night Magics. They use it for their GPs, Grand Prix, and their main events for Pro Play. And when you have a lot of people, in Magic, a lot of times the first round is just random seeding, because after the first round, the second round is everybody with the same score. So if you went 1-0, you fight somebody else who went 1-0. You only fight somebody who's won as much as you have, unless you've already fought them before.
So they're keeping the statistics the same as close as they can.
Yes.
Because it's so random with everybody's decks. Got
Exactly.
it. Okay, that makes sense.
And what else that allows is more games. So if you lose, you go against someone else who's 0-1. You're not eliminated. And then after that, if you lose again, you can still go against someone who's 0-2.
Lost that many. So
Yeah. And
at what point are you out?
You're never out in a Swiss tournament exactly. Depending on the amount of entrants, it can go up to about 5 rounds, 5 maybe 6. If you have a huge amount of entrants, what Magic does is they have a day of Swiss rounds, and then if you have a certain score, you move on to the next day, a day of Swiss rounds, like 5 and 5.
So you're just trying to get a certain score to qualify. So I've seen that.
Yeah,
Okay.
and then since they still have so many players, they do a top cut of the top 8, and then they go single elimination. Hybrid systems are very popular because people like watching games, and the most interesting games are the ones at the end of the tournament.
Yes.
And especially the most interesting moments are at the end of the game. Because there's been a journey. People love going on that journey. So the Swiss rounds is nice because in most cases you're going to have 3 or 4 rounds, 4 if you have like 16 or more people, and you'll have a pretty solid determine who is the winner. And then if there's still a tie, you go, okay, who's lost the least games, and then you base it off of okay, based on who I thought whose opponents were better. And then
That makes sense. I kind of like that style of qualifying, but it's not always going to work for everything.
It doesn't
Right,
really well.
and that's why there are so many different brackets, and
Yeah.
why Admin was saying that mixed brackets are the best, because you do a Swiss into a single elimination, or you do a round robin into a double, or something silly like
qualification
that.
into a different one. No, that makes sense.
So the hard thing with like round robin or Swiss, you have to have a place for everybody to play at the same time.
That's
it's
true.
not always possible in a lot of places. For example, like League of Legends, they do it all at different times. So that's a different story. But for the fighting game community, they can only have like 25 people playing at their local weekly.
Mm-hmm.
And if they have like 70 entrants, which Land King and Provo does that for Smash Ultimate pre-COVID. They were up to like 100. They can't have that many people playing at the same time, so they stick with the double elimination. So people can get more games, but we're also able to have a better consistent score. Since people are playing more games, we can see more skill. That's tournaments in a nutshell.
What does League of Legends Worlds do?
What it used to do is it would be a group stage, and then an elimination stage. That was basically it. Is you got sorted into one of 4 different groups. There were only 16 teams, and you did a double round robin. So you played 3 opponents twice. Then the top 2 teams from each group would go into quarterfinals, semi, really simple. But because the game is growing, now I think they had 22 teams this year. They were supposed to have 24, but Vietnam got locked down, so they couldn't send their 2 representatives. So then they had to switch it so that there were only 22 teams. So they had a play-in stage, a group stage, and then a knockout stage.
Play-in stage is becoming more popular just
Yeah.
because of the amount of... Because they're trying to get more teams.
You know, and it makes sense of why they like you to come in person, because you're not using your own personal equipment.
Well, and
it eliminates any kind of error, because everybody uses the exact same setup, the exact same DPI. What, really?
You get the same monitors, towers, headsets, chairs, but you get to bring your own, because teams have sponsors.
Okay, that's right. But back up. I know why you have to come in person. It also helps with cheating.
Yes, and that's exactly it. So this play-in had 2 groups of 5 that the first place moves directly into the regular bracket. Mm-hmm. 5th place got dropped. They're just out. 3rd and 4th place need to play each other to decide who fights 2nd place of the other bracket to then move into the group stage.
This is where most people get lost.
Yeah, because it is super complicated.
Well, then we'll just leave it at that, because this is going in one ear out the other. Because it's not that I don't care for League of Legends. I love going to our your little parties and watching it.
Yeah,
it entertains me. But I've just never had.
What?
You're right. You're right. Zengatsu's pretty big.
So, Admin, thank you for that explanation of brackets. I'm happy with it. I think that everyone at home can rest easy knowing what they're doing in their next tournament they go into.
Yeah, it helps to have a better understanding that, like, even during regular season play, they're doing like it's the double round robin, and then they go into like top 4.
It was top 8 this last time for the double A-Lin, but
I wasn't able to follow this.
Yeah, we're digressing now, and as such, I think we move on into what the F.
Today's episode is brought to you by Virtual Performance. Via the internet, they provide personal fitness training, meal planning, and coaching,
which is important for staying healthy. Virtual Performance will not only help develop your physical strength and endurance, but also your mental fortitude. This will improve your life and your gaming skills.
Even the professional gamers have training regimens. That means the rest of us need one too if we're going to get as good as they are. So, find Virtual Performance online at trainingvp.com, on social media at TheTrainingVP on both Twitter and Instagram, or send them an email, info@trainingvp.com.
I'm excited today for What the F, yes. I had a decent one earlier, but I feel like I've got a funnier one now.
Okay.
So, I'm ready.
All right, let's do a run back of last week.
Okay, so last week... Oh, I hit a button. Okay, last week we had 3. We had Get Out of the Way, Get Out of the Way 2, and...
Not Get Out of the Way 3.
Dang, I was trying to see if admin would guess it.
My bad.
Okay.
I listened to the episode. I don't remember.
Who did you vote for? I don't want to know.
I'm not going to tell you.
Good. I can see.
No, you can't.
You can see the numbers.
Yeah.
Anyway, who won? Who do you think won? Get Out of the Way, Get Out of the Way 2, or Not Get Out of the Way 3?
The one I voted for.
Get Out of the Way 2 is who he voted for, I guess.
There we go. Is that who won?
That is who won.
Yay!
So that was...
That was Bleen.
It was Bleen.
Yep.
So, Bleen, you have the honor. No, we have a guest. Who would you like to go first?
Bleen. He has the honor.
Bleen?
Okay.
Sorry. Hold on. Bleen.
He's a listener.
Thank you.
Are you really thankful?
No.
Go ahead, Bleen.
Okay, so I'm gonna go. I had 2,
You can only pick one.
but I'm gonna pick this one. So lately, my group of friends have been getting into a game called Among Us.
Okay.
I'm familiar with this game.
Yeah, yes, you are.
I may or may not be in this story.
So, just for those of you who have never heard of it, it is a saboteur game. Basically, you're running around this map and there's a number of saboteurs who are trying to kill everybody else. In this particular game, I was not the saboteur.
Oh, yeah, that one.
But I had a friend, Galvin.
Okay.
Galvin Treenhook.
Treenock.
Well, we just use the name.
No. Galvin.
Galvin
That's
Treenhook.
that's his tag.
That's his name.
Okay, because that sounds like an actual name.
Yeah.
No, his real name actually matches Bleen's.
Okay.
So Galvin had discovered prior to
Pancake?
starting this game that I had stole his color of character.
Oh, I was here for that game. This was the last time we played, right?
And he persuaded all, I think, 8 people to vote me out before anybody ever moved.
Yikes.
Bleen's kind of sus. Is it sus to be green?
Was this
Orange?
Dang it, I guessed wrong.
2 nights ago when we played?
A little bit longer ago. I don't think you.
I wasn't on it.
didn't
I wasn't
know.
on this round. Okay, because we kind of did that to you last time too.
This is why I don't play with you guys.
It's hilarious.
That's not why.
He's just a deuce.
Yeah, nice.
Okay,
So,
Yeah, so I got voted out with no chance to do anything.
unlucky. What the F?
What the F?
what do you want to call that one?
You stole my color.
I like it. Admin, who's going next?
It's Albatross' turn.
Okay. I've had a lot of fun with this one today.
Okay.
Let me pull up my text messages. So, my wife calls me and says, "Hey, do you know whose number this is?" I had no idea. I was like, I don't know. Searched my phone, had no idea. Called the number because I don't know who it is. So I was like, you know what? I'm in a trolling mood. I'm going to call this person and figure out who it is. Because the text message read, so I'm drinking Sprite.
Yeah.
The text message, my wife's like, I have never called this person. I've never texted this person. But the person texts my wife just saying, text me. Like,
Creepy.
in my head, first off, I'm like, what? No, what? Just start the conversation. You're texting them.
Yeah.
Like, what? No. Anyway, so I'm like, okay, that's weird. I will not disclose the phone number. But, so I'm like, I'm going to troll this person because I'm hoping it's a friend.
Mm-hmm.
It wasn't. Anyway, so I just texted, where are you at? And this was I said this at 10:06. My wife's original text message came in at 9:38. That's when she got the random text.
Okay, so we're talking 25 minutes.
Yeah, because I was like, I'm just going to text the person, okay? So the person doesn't pick up, doesn't text back. But then at 10:25 a.m., after I've already called them once, and it's a dude, not a girl, and I don't recognize the voice. Goes, why would a stranger text me this? Sends me a screenshot of me saying, where are you at? Because I'm just trying to troll this person. And I'm like, they say, obviously you have the wrong number. Well, my wife has already sent me a screenshot of them saying, please text me. Her going, who is this? And them going, you called me, so who is this? So I said, and I sent the screenshot she sent me to him, saying, why would a stranger text my wife telling her to text him? Obviously, you had the wrong number too. And so, text my wife later and says, let me find it. Says, she didn't send a screenshot. He says, because she's like, you called me. And he goes, no, wrong. You called me at 10:04 a.m. And during your call, I texted you to text me because I was already on a call. Do me a really big favor and stop texting me and calling me. This is the last thing. But their first text came in at 9:38. But he's saying, no, you called me at 10:04. So I texted you, please text me at 10:04.
Time zones?
Yeah.
No. It is.
Is it an 801 number?
Yes.
Oh, yikes.
Yes.
Oh, no.
But
What?
hold on. But even in a time zone error, why is it you're saying you called me at 10:04, but your text message came in at 9:38? So
You have a
time
really
zones
good
still
point.
wouldn't have made a difference. Time zones are always 2 hours difference.
It's an hour.
And an hour difference. Sorry, you're right. An hour
It
difference.
can be half.
But that's
But
weird. That's
usually
like
not.
India.
But that, the likelihood of that happening, no. So anyway,
Not in this hemisphere.
Yeah, exactly.
we're American. No. Anyway, but so because I'm being a troll, after my wife sends me that, and this person tells me, obviously you have the wrong number. I said, obviously you have the wrong number too. So I sent them a screenshot of it and said, so who are you? You're an idiot. Your time frame doesn't make sense. You say my wife called you at 10:04 a.m., yet that's when you texted her to telling her, please text me because you were on a phone call. But that text you sent initially telling her to text you came in at 9:38 a.m. So what the fuck? Who are you? And I said, love the caller ringtone, by the way. Good choice.
What was?
Because when you call it, it was Who Are You by The Who.
No way.
Yes!
There is
I
no
love that song.
way.
It was. Seriously, it was. Because I called twice because I was like, no way. So I called again. And it's like, who are you? And I was just like, I think that was the wrong tone. It was completely the wrong tune. But
That's not bad.
I was like, I could totally be friends with this person, but I'm going to continue trolling the shit out of them. They have not responded back to me or my wife. And I'm sad because I really wanted to start. I had this entire Indeed thing lined up. I was going to go off. Admin has been with me all day as I'm telling him this story.
Yeah.
Yes.
And I was so giddy. I was like, because I had this. Long story short, work was hard. You know why. I'm not going to explain it. So I was entertaining myself by pissing somebody else off.
Well, there you go.
Are you proud of me?
Yes.
Okay. Anyway, I'm going to name that. Who are you?
I was going to suggest it if you didn't say it.
Oh, come on. Yeah.
I was going to. That's good.
Who are you? And if you are listening to this, please tell me who you are. Okay, wait. I looked up the phone number when you Google it and used one of those sites that says you can reverse look it up. Apparently, it's somebody named Catherine Osorio.
I don't know what that means.
That's apparently who the number's registered to.
Oh, the name?
But it was a dude on the voicemail.
Just a kid on his mom's plan.
I don't know. Probably.
Who knows?
But, yeah. Didn't accept the trolling very hard.
All right, who's next?
It's JuPodRe's turn.
I am next. Okay, so...
Sorry, let me say that to the mic. It's JuPodRe's turn.
All right. My wife and I have been trying to do sprinklers in our yard for a couple of years, but I have become...
lazy.
And busy. Yeah, you knew it.
Not even a denial.
No.
Wait, are you agreeing with the lazy part?
No.
That too.
Oh.
I knew he was going to share this story.
Was that your second?
No,
Okay.
It was not. 'Cause it's not my story. It's
True.
yours.
All right, so check this out. We've wanted to do sprinklers for a few years.
Okay.
I've been lazy and busy. Combined, I will admit that, but partially I'm lazy. Like, it's taken too long. We live in a part of our city that has a lot of rocks. Just everything is rocks.
Utah is a rock.
This is
rocks.
more. Like, this is more. My neighbor across the street who has rocks, you know...
He's got a rock, wall foundation.
Yeah. He built around multiple... what are those called? Garden beds, flower beds, and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
And they found every single one of those rocks digging posts for their fence. And they use them to decorate their yard. Their whole yard is decorated.
He's actually really good at it.
Right.
Yeah.
So that means that we have a lot of rocks. And we needed to move them in order to get our trenches and
stop.
everything.
We're not talking rocks. We're talking rocks.
So for those not on the camera, we're talking...
boulders.
80 to 600 pound rocks.
Yeah, we're not joking.
Big rocks. We had 2 beds completely surrounded by these boulders. And so I called up a rental company and said, hey, I need what they call a loader. That's just the Bobcat. But Bobcat is a brand, not an actual machine. It's called a loader. Fine.
Yeah.
It's supposed to lift 1,210 pounds. Awesome. But then I realize when I make the online order...
Get a loader, his rocks.
Nice. Yeah. I call them up because my online order, it says give us a couple days, but I needed it next day. So I call them up and I say, hey, is there any way to confirm or deny this order right now? And the guy's like, well, we can look at it. Looks like we don't have one of those available, but I have a different model. It's a walk behind, but it can still lift 740 pounds.
Yeah,
okay. Okay, that's fine.
Works.
I'm pretty sure that's enough. Can I get it? Can I come pick it up? He said, well, we don't have one at that location. I said, okay, that's fine. Do you have one anywhere in the valley? I'll go pick it up. He said, yeah, we have one. We have one, and we can drop it off to you by 9. I said, that's perfect. I was going to get up, drive, and get there at 8:30 so that the people showing up at 9 would be ready to go.
Yeah, because you had this entire day planned. I remember.
Yeah. So I said, that's perfect. Drop it off at 9. 9:30 rolls around, and I call him up, and I'm like, hey, where's my machine? And he's like, what are you talking about? I ordered a machine for 9 o'clock. What's your name? I tell them my name, and did you maybe make it under another name? Okay, pause for just a second. Who uses someone else's name to make a reservation for their own house with their own money?
Because even a spouse would usually put it under the man's name.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It was my card. I was on the phone. Come to my house. What? Why?
I know you. You're not going to use another name. No.
I understand. It's a question they have to ask because apparently people using aliases is acceptable. But moving on.
Says JuPodRe.
Yeah, all right. So, reservation is gone. He says, apparently we didn't have one at the location closest to you like you wanted. So he tried to call you and you didn't answer. So he left you a voicemail and now the order doesn't exist. And I said, okay, hold on. He told me that they had one somewhere in the valley and they could deliver it by 9. Well, he tried to call you. I said, that is unacceptable.
Because he told you he had one.
Yeah. Then how about at 8 o'clock the day after when I needed it saying, hey, I know we tried to talk yesterday, but we don't have one at that location. Then I can say, it doesn't matter from where, I just need the machine. That's all I care about. I'll go. I'll drive the hour up to Ogden or down to Pleasant Grove. I don't care.
Yeah.
I just need this machine.
Just not Provo, right?
No, I wouldn't drive to Provo. Come on. Anyway, so I tell him that I just need the machine. He's like, okay, well, like, we have one. I said, I want it. Obviously, I want it. Okay, we can get it to you by noon. I said, yes, let's do that. Because, I had Bleen there. I had my brother, my dad, another guy came over to help. Like, we had 6 guys, and we have to wait for the stupid machine that was supposed to be there an hour ago.
Yeah.
So, 12 o'clock rolls around. Nothing. 12:15. Nothing. 12:27. No. It was the first 15 minutes. I call him up again and say, hey, man, like, is this on its way? He's like, oh, 12 was the earliest we could get it to you. And I said, excuse me? Yeah, our driver just finished the job, so he has to go all the way back to South Jordan, load it up, and then he can get it to you. I said, all right, whatever. So at 12:27, it's still not there. So I call him again. I'm like, dude, just forget it. Like, cancel that order. He said, give me a moment. And it took him like 5 minutes. He had just finished loading the truck to drive it out to my property. But by then, it was 1 o'clock. We had been moving rocks and digging and shoveling and moving wheelbarrows for 4 hours.
Yeah.
We're not going to move boulders after 4 hours in the freaking sun. But what the F? Where did my reservation go?
Dude, I hate it when stuff like that happens. It pisses me off.
I was furious. Ask Bleen. Like,
yeah.
I was
I believe it.
livid. Because it was the only thing we had to do. It was going to take an hour. Get the machine, move the rocks. So we didn't have to take them anywhere. Just around the corner to my neighbor's house.
Mm-hmm.
Just drop them in the park strip and we're done. That was all it would have taken. But they couldn't get me the machine because they don't know how to communicate or use a phone.
Let me ask you this.
What?
The first message that they said they left for you saying they canceled your order,
Don't have it.
you never found it.
Nope.
No, that was probably an excuse so they
Maybe.
so they can pin it on. Oh, yeah, they tried calling you.
Here's the best part. So like I said, I started with an online order and I misspoke. My first interaction with someone was a text to their text line, and I got a text response back saying, I will be the one helping you, and then they called. So where was the text to the same number to say, I just left you a voicemail, we don't have one?
See, that's so weird that people still can't just do that, because I'm like I understand it's courteous to make a phone call for that. But if you can't get a hold of somebody, the next thing, it's 2020. You should be able to go, hey, we tried calling you. I know that you were trying to do this, but I guess I don't know if that even falls under text fraud.
Was there not an email?
No email either.
Okay, so it's just the phone number.
Yeah. No text, no email. I don't have the voicemail.
Now, to be fair, we're on your side, but we're trying to give them as much of the
And
benefit of the doubt as
I
possible.
want to as well, because
It's
I still need the stupid machine.
It's not happening.
You didn't get them all moved.
No! Because I didn't have a machine.
You only got the ones you could pick up.
And some, not even those, man. We had a few that we literally had to roll with 4 people.
Well,
Yeah.
I'm glad I didn't show up. Well, I also got called into work. But.
Right. Like, excuse you guys had things to do, that's fine. But like I just need this machine
So-
to get the stupid boulders out of my yard so I can make some trenches.
What are you doing now? You're just going to go buy a machine?
No.
Wait, you know what you could do? Buy a new truck and drag them.
I can drag them with my current truck. I don't want to. That would be so long.
I know. I'm just like giving you crap about your truck.
I know.
Or-
It's a
or-
4-year-old truck. Mr. Truck.
Mr. Truck.
So what the F?
What do you want to call that?
Where's my machine?
Okay.
What, Bleen?
I want to name that one like Welcome to
Nothing.
the Machine from like Pink Floyd, but
I was thinking of the YouTube video. I am the machine!
Mm-mm. Nope. All right. Sorry, that one was long.
that's okay. Mine was long too.
Raging over the machine.
Look at this guy.
Bleen, you're supposed to be the approver.
They're all good.
No, let's just leave it. Where's my machine?
Okay, where's the machine? And last but not least, our 4th nomination for this week.
Okay. So, I got a new job with these two lunatics.
Yay!
I feel left out.
You're welcome.
I'm sorry,
Thanks,
Glean.
JuPodRe.
You have a
You're
good job. Yeah, I do.
Okay, I thank JuPodRe, but I do have your name as the reference.
I also put a lot more work into getting you hired than he did.
Yes.
I do not know that part.
I
We'll
bugged
explain it
the
after.
recruiters. Anyway, go ahead.
So, got a new job. Well, the common to use the hid proc badges, badge into different places. There's one room I do not have access to. It's been 3 weeks. It took a lot of emails. So yesterday, I get like 6 emails of kind of like the automated system. You now have access. You now have access. They're resetting my badge, so I should have access. I show up today. No access. Doesn't work. So I'm like, well, this sucks. Head of security guy comes and he's like, show me, just to make sure I'm not an idiot. And I understand that. I work in tech support at times.
But the problem is, a lot of our security guards are idiots.
Fair.
I can't deny that.
Fair. But he has to do his job. He has to make sure I'm not an idiot.
Right.
Just like it's the standard tech support thing. Anyway, I show up and go, look, see, badge, it rings, and it doesn't open. It's still locked. It doesn't work. It's like, well, shoot. Except he uses more colorful language than I do. And so we test over the next 5 hours. We tested the door like 7 different times. We went to lunch, came back, and he's like, give me your badge. I'm making a new one. He made a completely new badge. Doesn't work. He's like, okay, I have one more thing to try, and if that doesn't work, I have a 9-gauge solution.
A 9-gauge.
Hopefully your boss doesn't mind the noise. So he goes back. He does what he was going to do. He does like a special access for that room on this card, which shouldn't need it because the profile says I have access.
Right.
And so we walk down there for the last time. He goes ding, and it unlocks. Except, well, it went ding, and then I tried it. It didn't unlock. And then I go up and then down, and then it unlocks. I was like, it just took a second.
Hold on. Do you think if you would have... Okay, so on all the other ones, we always push down. Do you think on the other badge, if we would have gone up and then down like you did, that would have done it?
No, because I was trying that.
Okay.
Because I always went down.
That would have been funny if it was like...
All it took was a little jiggling.
Yeah.
A bunch of times I would go like, and finally got it to work. And it only took him 5 hours out of his day to finally figure it out. He didn't get to use the 9-gauge solution, and I was kind of curious.
It's a wire. It's a 9-gauge wire. It's just really, really big.
Sure.
No.
So yeah,
right.
what the F? And I don't know what to name it. Let me in, please.
I was going to say, let me in.
Clean?
Approved.
Okay.
Are you the new Dan Rather?
He's
I don't
always
know
been
who
that
that
way.
is,
I
but
always ask him.
sure.
You haven't heard that? I'm Dan Rather, and I approve this message. So, like, that's all it really is.
I'm Commander Shepard, and this is my favorite store in the Citadel.
Awesome.
A little
So,
video game reference.
Okay,
for
so
those who
our
know.
4 nominations for the week are You Stole My Color, Where Are You, Where Is My Machine, and Let Me In.
is it where are you or who are you?
My bad. It is Who Are You?
There we go.
It's Who Are You? My apologies. I've got you, who, where.
It's
Yeah,
a lot
so-
of questions.
It's it was blending together.
I don't
My
know who's
bad.
going to win this one. Usually I already have an idea. By the time the episode ends, I don't know.
No, these
Well,
are good stories.
We've also made the rule at the time, we stick away from politics. We try not to do cars anymore,
Mhm.
and we try to stay away from work for the most part.
For the most part.
For the most part.
Except for this time.
Well,
'cause
you
this
see,
is
a while's
different.
fine.
Speaking of cars, we got to move on. No,
That was actually a really good transition. I accept that. So,
Well, go ahead, listen to once you're done listening to the episode, because you'll be listening if you heard this. We'll post it up on Friday. I'm so tongue-tied. You just say it. I'm tongue-tied right now.
Before you do, For those who only listen and don't watch the video, those listeners like me, how do you spell Soesic Clothing?
Oh, that's on our Slink link, so you should click on that instead. That's myslink.app.
Oh, okay.
Come on, man.
How do you spell Soesic Clothing?
Soesic. Long-time listeners might pronounce it Soesic, like I did for like a year.
And then, which is funny because they didn't tell us for a year.
No. But anyway, that link, the post will go up on Twitter after this episode airs, so vote on that. Send any of us direct messages. You can send an email, JuPodRepod@outlook.com. You can vote on the YouTube video, Instagram, anywhere else.
Anywhere that JuPodRe or any of us have, go for it.
Today's What the F moment was brought to you by Soesic Clothing. Soesic Clothing provides shirts, hoodies, hats, accessories, and even game codes. Cheaper than you can find them elsewhere at times. You can even customize the clothing with your gamer tag if you so desire. And the best part is, you can use code JuPodRe to get 15% off. That's right, 15% off. Use code JuPodRe, JuPodRe, at soesicclothing.co.
All right, on to announcements. First of all, I don't manage the team anymore, so I don't have League of Legends
Okay,
announcements.
but it was so funny what you said earlier, how like that player... Okay.
No, not here.
You're
Not
just done with it. Got it. He's like, I'm done. I am done. I am
That
out.
No.
That might get cut out of the podcast.
No, I like to leave everything in because I think it all adds to the raw feel and the genuine work we put into it. I don't cut anything out anymore. I used to cut out like coughs or sniffs and stuff, and I cover a little bit of that, but not full sentences and things. I did mute one time something that we weren't supposed to say out loud. I muted that. It was for like 3 seconds, and then it moved on.
Oh, I didn't even know what it was.
That's
but-
funny.
And for those
I'll
who
tell
watching,
you later.
I am sorry I'm yawning so much. I've been up since like 2 a.m.
All right, then
So-
we'll wrap this up.
Oh, we
real
don't need to
quick.
wrap it up. We're good.
Let's
continue.
Okay, I have a little short story. It'll be really quick.
Okay.
So,
This is called
I-
Story Time with Admin
Story-
Anonymous.
story time with Admin Anonymous. At Admin Anonymous on Twitter, except the I is missing because they won't let me put admin
Yeah.
because they don't like that. Anyway, that's not important. What's important is my what the F story was almost something else. It was almost, I have two friends in a podcast who it's been going on for a year and they hadn't yet got me on yet, and now they finally did.
Well,
We had our reasons.
No, I had my reasons.
Admin's like, I reject your
I'm
reality
sorry,
and
but
substitute my own.
The approver just never signed off on it.
That's
what
fair.
a load.
Actually, it works out because you skip season 1.5 anyway, right?
Yes.
Our
Our trial and error phase at first, yeah.
Oh my gosh, guys. It's been a blast. Admin, thank you very much for joining us.
Thank you for having me.
Yeah. So just to reiterate, that is Admin Anonymous on Twitter without the I. So AdmAnonymous, right?
Welcome to my life. Thank you. That's
Yeah.
perfect.
Yes, I nailed it. Find him on Twitter and follow everything he does because you do a lot of stuff.
I do a lot of stuff. Yes.
I think that's it then, huh?
You got any announcements, Blaine?
Yeah, I took a nap on Saturday. That was really weird.
So, this is actually a really good story. He helped me in my yard, and we cleaned everything up. It's after 1, and he's like, yeah, I don't know what to do. I'm probably going to go take a nap. I told him, hey, I'm watching League of Legends, man. Like, I'm going to shower, grab some food, and I'm going to watch Worlds. And he's like, ooh, I'll come that. So he comes back, we start watching, and about 3 games in, he's just like, he's asleep.
He told me.
He told me. And he wakes up and sleeps, and wakes up and sleeps, and finally he's like, okay, I'm out, man. And he goes home.
Takes another nap, right?
Yeah, for like 4 hours. It was so long.
Do you remember that time when we were supposed to have band practice?
I
And he's
do.
like, yeah, I set an alarm. He slept through the alarm.
That never happens to me, except for
Except when you
that
need to
one
be
time,
somewhere.
yeah.
Oh, yeah, when he needed to be here today. Hey, are you off work? Oh, I thought it was Tuesday.
Clean, we love you. Admin, we love you. Albatross, I love you.
I love you too,
JuPodRe,
Albatross.
they
Thank
love
you.
me. Maybe. And that's going to do it for this
No,
episode.
I love you.
I love you.
And that'll be it for this week, my podlings. Have a good time. Thanks to everybody who joined us today on JuPodRe. We hope you had a great time, and we hope you join us next week. Don't forget to follow us on social media. On Twitter, we are at JuPodRe, at JuPodRe, at Albatross17, at Bleen with 3 N's, and at Rated R LLC. We also have Instagram. Just look up any of our ats or at JuPodRe. Or hit us up on our Slink link. It's myslink.app/JuPodRe. Don't forget to vote for What the F. We hope to see you next week, my podlings.